Slap, slap, grab, choke. I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up.
Wings? Why on earth would you need wings on a ship?
No.
Those are the men they ignore them all.
Who is burning the flag?
Like, how are you flabbergasted?
That's a bloody outrage!
Andrew, listen history. Pest control.
Yeah, Steiny,
I wouldn't want that.
I don't think anyone...
I feel like I'm watching static most of the time, and the only signal getting through is the most shocking, making your blood boil with ferocity. Your ears tune in precisely, and your pupils narrow. I'm like a fish darting for the dazzling lure hook. It's so shocking that it viscerally feels wrong to watch. So why can't I look away? No matter where you stand on Andrew Tate, there's an undeniable fact that millions of people are prolifically consuming his videos. And regardless of if you love him or hate him, he is able to fiercely defend his beliefs and persuade large amounts of people to sway to his opinion. Something that I've wanted to become better at in my own life is to be able to better defend my beliefs and not be so passive in how I discuss issues important to me. And so in this video, we're going to be looking at all the secret tricks that Andrew Tate uses to argue his beliefs and persuade large masses of people. Now, I want to be clear that the inclusion of clips of Andrew Tate in this video does not necessarily equate criticism or glorification. Rather, I simply want to observe why he has become so popular and what techniques exactly he has used for his ascent on social media. Techniques I believe you can apply to your daily life and be more persuasive. First technique, shock advertising. Shock advertising seeks out to deliberately startle its audience by violating social norms or personal ideals, to intentionally attract widespread attention and trigger a strong reaction. According to the Journal of Advertising Research, shocking content in adverts significantly increases the viewer's attention. Moreover, it can make the advert more memorable and effective at achieving the desired response. It's designed to break through the advertising noise. In an age where we're flooded with new personalities, new millionaires trying to sell us products, Tate's answer to this is to have ideas that are against what is generally accepted by social norms. So how do you apply this in real life? Am I saying that you need to go against the grain of society to be more persuasive? No, not at all. You don't have to be shocking, but if you want to capture people's attention, you can say simple statements such as, "This is a controversial opinion, but..." With that preamble, even if your opinion isn't that shocking, people will still pause and listen in anticipation. For the same reason that shock advertising works, people are waiting to get riled up. That emotional spike creates interest. Second technique, humor makes people trust you. Tate frequently says unexpected and outlandish statements.
I walk into hell and the devil's like, "Oh, I'm gonna burn you." So you're gonna do shit.
And it's the absurdity and over-exaggeration which leads you to laugh. Comedians use this trick all the time.
I think if you get kicked in the face, you deserved it, because that means that you watched the foot come to your face.
Once you laugh, you automatically connect with that person and build a sense of trust on some level. You'll then be more receptive to hear their points. You'll often hear people say things like, "I like him because he's a funny guy, even though he's a dodgy character." As social psychologist Sarah Algo says, for people who are laughing together, shared laughter signals that they see the world in the same way, and it momentarily boosts their sense of connection. So how can you use this? I think it's no secret that making someone laugh helps build a sense of trust between you and them. So if you're trying to persuade someone of your opinion, a moment of levity can go a long way. Third technique, validate the other person's opinions strategically. Tate is able to engage in conversation with people who are in complete opposition with him, but he gets them to keep engaging rather to exit the situation. How does he do this? Albeit he doesn't always do it well, but let's look at when he does. He first prefaces something that might be hard to swallow with a softener.
And I understand your perspective. You're very, very smart.
Thank you.
You are.
Also, at moments of high tension, he pulls back and states,
Agree, you're right, but you're missing a very vital point of that story. You're right, but I agree with you.
However,
You're right, I agree with you. It's a fine balance. You want to disagree and to present your opinion, but you don't want the other person to storm off. But by having a softener before you state your opinion, it can make your point more palatable. So if you're having a disagreement with someone and the emotions are running high, saying a statement that validates their opinion like, I can appreciate what you're saying, but can help diffuse and de-escalate. This is key because when you're trying to get someone to see your viewpoint, they never will if they see you as an adversary. So de-escalating is a key skill in persuasion. Fourth technique, create urgency and scarcity. Tate puts you in the frame in which you will receive his ideas better. He does this by creating urgency and scarcity. The urgency paired with scarcity creates fear, which is an extremely potent emotion.
you have to understand that life is war. It's a war for the female you want. It's a competition. Every man's trying to get her. It's a war for the car you want. It's a war for the money you want. It's a war for the status. It's a war. Masculine life is war. If you're a man who doesn't view life as war, you're going to lose.
In this case, the fear is that men need to attain success in their finances and relationships quickly, otherwise they will lose to other men and then be doomed to a tortured life. You are now in a state more willing to listen because the fear feels uncomfortable and you want to alleviate this. Secondly, when the audience is put into a fearful and competitive frame, their higher order cognition is less active. We see this principle explained in the book Influence by Robert Cialdini. He goes on to say, it is difficult to steel ourselves cognitively against scarcity pressures because they have an emotion-arousing quality that makes thinking difficult. He goes on to describe a car salesman inviting multiple buyers to inspect the same car at the same time, none of which are aware of this. And when each of them appeared, suddenly the value of this car increased since there was competition for it. The end result, the buyers would pay more money than they had initially expected due to the emotional arousing frame they were put in through scarcity and urgency. Tying this back to Tate, when he puts you in a fear state, which makes you more receptive to new ideas, Andrew offers his remedy to that fear, where he offers his anecdotes and personal opinions, all of which you might not have agreed to before, but because he steered you into a certain frame, you are now all that much more receptive of hearing it. It's like making someone run a marathon and then telling them, here, if you listen to me, I'll give you this glass of water. So how can you use this? Taking a quote from Influence, opportunities seem more valuable to us when they are less available. I think using this trick ethically is really important, but you can use it for putting time pressure on people to make a decision sooner rather than later, such as in scenarios of negotiation. Not only that, but being aware of people using this trick on you is crucial. Again, from the book Influence, Robert states, in defense, we might try to be alert to a rush of arousal in situations involving scarcity. Once alerted, we can take steps to calm the arousal and assess the merits of the opportunity in terms of why we want it. Fifth technique, tying in ideas that are hard to disagree with. Tate ties in ideas that are hard to disagree with.
One of the very few things in the world you have genuine control over is your state of mind. You decide if you're a disciplined person.
And intertwines it with his more controversial ideas.
The society doesn't want anything good for you. Society doesn't want you to have any adventure.
He makes you agree with something and then presents you with his idea.
Stating the facts. It's the truth.
You're mixing them up because I agree with some of what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
again,
but then you throw in the.
I gotta be honest. As much as some people aren't gonna like Andrew, that little speech you gave about a man, that's gonna be like, if I was on speed dating, I'd have that speech. Here I am. That's just like.
Why does this work? Humans look for consistency and patterns. If you agree with one of my arguments, you must agree with them all. Or at the very least, you're willing to listen to his other idea if you know you already agree with the previous one. Your brain sees that, agrees with it, and then is in a state more open to hear the rest of the argument. Now, if he started with his more controversial opinion, it would not be nearly as persuasive.
So she wants to do OnlyFans. She owes him some money because she's his. Yes, that's what I said.
Well, that's crazy.
You think if a
that
man,
one's crazy.
if you,
I'm not. This is not sexist because I'm saying the most stupid.
But I think it's wrong.
The key is to start your sentence with ideas that are hard to disagree with and then place your opinion or point of view at the end. An example of this is if you want your friend to come out and watch a movie but they're on the fence, you start by choosing a larger theme, bigger than the current issue. Something like, hey, you know, I always love spending time with a close friend like you. I always feel like I can be myself. I genuinely wouldn't want to watch this movie with anyone else. The larger theme is about being yourself and camaraderie. It's hard to disagree with that statement. Love spending time with a close friend. This is quite a universally accepted statement, but the part at the end is putting your opinion or ask. Your brain looks for the pattern and sees the agreement in the first section and then is more willing to accept the latter. Now, obviously this won't work in all scenarios, but it is a tip that you can use. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd love to learn how to become better from successful people, check out this video here where I try and learn the principles of hard work from Elon Musk. See you there. And remember, guys, chase your fears, otherwise they'll end up chasing you.